What a difference a plus makes. It's been about several months since I've gotten the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus, and it's been even longer since I've had the LG G8 ThinQ, and I'm ready to crown a winner for Phone of the Year. It might come as no surprise, it's going to be the Note 10 Plus. However, the LG G8 is a very, very, very close second, and for most people, I would think that phone deserves Phone of the Year. But if this is the king, that's the prince, and let me explain why. I've pretty much done a video where I fully covered why I think the Note 10 Plus is a good phone in comparison to the Note 9. But in that video, I actually said the Note 9 was worth buying over the Note 10 Plus for most people. And in this case, that applies to the LG G8 as well. Of course, the Note 9 is still a phone I highly recommend, but this video is about phones that was released this year. And out of all the Android phones, I believe this is the mobile powerhouse, the pocket computer phone for creative people, for people like me, for people who film their videos with phones like this, which is what I'm filming this right now with the Note 10 Plus, who use it for their YouTube channels, who use it for filmmaking, for whatever professional capacity. I believe this phone has more of the things a professional person would use. Now, for regular people who just want a phone to browse the internet, hop on Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, whatever, watch some movies, text, make phone calls, the LG G8 is more than enough phone. I mean, most mid-range or low-budget phones would cover that kind of activity. But for people who want quality when they shoot video, who want to be able to edit the videos on their phone, who want to be able to run Photoshop and edit photos on their phone and touch up their photos, and they like to take a lot of pictures and they like to run a bunch of applications at the same time, I would totally go with the Note 10 Plus. And gaming also. Like, this is the phone for gaming. I know there's a lot of phones out there specifically for gaming, but to me, the Note 10 Plus is the everything phone. You can do everything on this. And the LG G8 also fits that criteria, but for me, there's even more RAM on this phone. And yes, the LG G8 can run video editing applications like KineMaster and PowerDirector, which I covered in my last video, was one of the reasons I gravitated towards the Note 10 Plus. But I will say this, since the Note 10 Plus has twice the amount of RAM that the LG G8 has, I have noticed there is a difference when you are editing. There'll be slight little stutters on the LG G8, nothing that would mess up your workflow, but I do notice it in comparison to this phone. And I can keep way more applications open on the Note 10 Plus. Like right now, I have the Samsung Notepad open, I'm recording this video, I have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, I have my Samsung web browser open with like 50 tabs, I have my OneNote from, I believe Microsoft makes that application, I have my Microsoft OneDrive open, I have my folders open, and I pretty much keep all this stuff open all the time, even when I edit with KineMaster. And this thing does not stutter, it does not slow down, it does not crash. Even my desktop PC has issues when I have that many things open. This phone has truly blown me away as a creative person. The last 5 or 6 videos I've uploaded to this YouTube channel have all been shot with this camera and my DJI Osmo Pocket, which if I was going to award Tech of the Year, it would go to that. And all the videos have been edited on this phone. I think I edited 2 of them on the LG G8, but what makes this phone a winner over the LG G8, aside from twice the RAM, the screen is bigger, so when you're working with editing anything, it's easier to see, and then you have the S Pen. I cannot emphasize enough how easy it is to edit when you're using the S Pen. Like on PowerDirector or KineMaster, sometimes when you're splicing clips, there'll be like a little handle where you need to move it over, and you can do it with your finger. But if you want that precise editing and you want to make your life easier, the S Pen is the way to go. And that That I would say that and the screen size is what won me over the LG G8. But the LG G8 does have two things that this phone doesn't have, and I covered that in other videos. But for those that didn't see it, the LG G8 has a headphone jack, so you don't have to mess with a dongle. Obviously the Note 10 Plus doesn't have a headphone jack, so you can just plug your headphones into the LG G8 or your microphone, boom, you're good to go. With this, you got to get a $15 dongle from Samsung to make your phone be able to use external mics or traditional headphones. Also, the LG G8 has Pro Video mode, and it shoots in 24p natively in the camera app. This phone does not do that. I've used other programs like HedgeCam 2 is my favorite, and second would come Filmic Pro, and I've even used the Moment app at times. So those three allow me to shoot 24p, but it sucks that out the box this phone doesn't have a professional video mode that gives you control over manual video, and I've talked to no end about that already, so I'm not going to harp on that again. But that's where the LG wins, with professional video mode and the headphone jack. The LG G8 also has a very good AMOLED screen. I think they call theirs POLED. Great screen, great size phone. But I've gotten used to having this bigger phone, but for most people, I think the LG G8 is more than big enough. But if you're gonna just be, drawing on this phone, which you can do with the S Pen, if you're gonna be, you're an artist, you're a photographer, you're a filmmaker, you want everything when it comes to cameras, which this phone has. It has a wide angle, a telephoto, a regular lens, night mode on all of them. You can shoot video with all of them. The Fruit phone and Google Pixel, they don't got that. That's why this is phone of the year. The LG G8 has a regular lens and a wide angle lens, but where it falls short is it has no telephoto lens. So this is the everything phone for people who like to take video. There's also things in the Samsung One UI interface, their take on Android, that I like over the LG G8. Now the LG G8 is very close in the way they implemented their Android Pie over the way that Samsung did it, but there are some things Samsung did better. For example, DeX. This phone can replace your desktop or your PC, and I don't recommend anyone spend $1,000 on a phone unless they're going to use it to its full capacity. And for me, lately, this has been what I've been using over my desktop PC and over my laptop. So for me, I'm getting my full usage out of this phone. I'm using it for damn near everything. I'm running my business from it. So for me, it's worth $1,000. It's worth $1,100. But for most people, it's overkill. If you're not doing all that stuff, you're not doing YouTube and short films or feature films, or you're not an artist, you're not drawing on this thing, you're not running your website or your business or whatever from a phone, overkill. Most of these $1,000 phones are overkill because all the budget and mid-range phones do more than enough, especially now in 2019. They do more than enough of what you need them to do. And the LG G8 is no cheap phone. Like when I got it, it was $620. I've seen it now retailing at T-Mobile, the same place I got it, for $750. So the price went up. But I have seen it online for $400, brand new. Amazon had a deal not too long ago. I don't know if it's still going. And you could probably get it for $300 used. That's still not cheap. But for most people that aren't doing all this business stuff, this phone's overkill. But DeX has come a long way in just the 3 years it's been out. And now you can just plug it into your PC, and whatever agreement they have with Microsoft, it makes it seamless now. And of course you can still connect it to your 4K monitor without a PC. You gotta buy a USB-C connection. I have this little dongle thing I got off of Amazon that works really well. No, actually I think I got it at Fry's Electronics. But anyway, there's variations of them out there, and I use both plug and play into my PC, and I also use the little USB-C dongle connection that allows me to connect my Bluetooth keyboard and mouse and so on and so forth. And I use this religiously. Not everyone's going to use DeX though, so that might not mean a lot to them, but for me, DeX is definitely a selling point for this phone. I also write on this phone with the Bluetooth keyboard. The RAM management on this phone is really good. The Galaxy Buds work really good. You just pop them out, put them in your ear, they connect instantly, and you don't have to sit there and try to make it connect or whatever. So Samsung really knocked it out the park with that. And then you can also charge your Samsung earbuds with your phone. That's probably the only thing I can see myself using the reverse wireless charging for, but it does come in handy. And of course the S Pen, like I said, all the features that come with that, it's something I use, but it's something I can see that not everyone's going to use. And then things that are built into the UI, like the way you manage your files and move them around, copy, paste, cut. I love that. I've been using Samsung phones for so long now that I'm used to that. LG has their own file management system that it's kind of a learning curve for me. It's similar, but it's not the same, so there's little things that'll annoy me about it. But some people might like it, but if you're not used to Samsung phones, it won't be that big of a deal to you. And also, I love things like Secure Folder, where you can hide pictures you don't want anyone else to see, porn shit, pictures of your junk, whatever. Anyway, I like shit like that. I like that Samsung builds all of that into your system. Then the in-display fingerprint reader, it's alright. I think the one on the Note 9 was better. The one that wasn't built into the screen, I think that was faster and it was more responsive, but this one works. But normally I just use a pattern or a pin anyway to unlock my phone, but I did test it out and it works. It's not as bad like some people make it out to be. But anyway, if you're using your phone for all those things I'm talking about, as a creative person, this definitely is the phone of the year. It's the everything phone. And even for regular people that aren't doing that stuff and you want the best of the best, this screen can't be beat, hands down. Like watching movies, playing games on this thing, I mean, who wouldn't like that? LG G8 is a close second though. That's a 6.1 inch screen. It's a high quality screen just like this one. I think the PPI in that is even higher, but and that phone's easier to handle since it is a little smaller. You can handle it better with one hand than this beast. But for me, this is phone of the year. I've already covered it in depth, like I said, on other videos. So that's pretty much all I'm gonna say about it. It's 2019 going into 2020, but this year it's the Note 10 Plus, the LG G8 ThinQ, and as a side note, the Osmo Pocket by DJI. That would be Tech of the Year. Thanks for watching. It's T-Dub the Chug. Catch you later. I'm gonna catch what's left of this sunset.
Perfect.